we're going to be talking about Juan Soto trading to the New York Yankees to the New York Mets. Leo, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, and I honestly think he could be traded to a better team, and I think the Mets are elite, but I think Juan Soto doesn't need to be with the Mets.
I think that the Mets have been paying a lot of money to Juan Soto to be playing for that year, so I feel like he needed money, and he just needed to trade to the New York Mets because nobody was paying him more, so he went to the New York Mets.
Yeah, and the Yankees, they have this, they're good. I'll say they're good. They made it to the World Series this year, but they lost. I think he could be traded to a better team, like the Mariners. That would be a good fit for him, I think.
Or remember when he played for the Padres before the Yankees?
Yeah.
He was pretty good because he just came up from the AAA, and he went to the Yankees to the Mets now, but he's not playing right now. He just got traded. But he's getting paid a lot of money, so yeah, and I think he could be going to a better team, and I feel like the Mets don't feel good for him because it's just kind of weird because he's going to New York. It's just weird.
It's not that. It's just it's like his team, and it's like talking about Royce Lewis going to the Phillies. I think coming from the Twins to the Phillies, I think that was a good fit to him, but it was kind of sad loss of him, a sad loss for the Twins because he was a very good player for the Twins, and it's kind of sad to see him go to the Phillies, but it's like a good fit to him, I would say. It's not like I'm not happy that he got traded, and he was very good.
So, basically, what I wanted to say here, I was just thinking about it, the Kansas City Royals beat the Twins to get into the playoffs. And I just don't like the Kansas City Royals. And I think that their team is bad and Bobby Witt is overrated. Bobby Witt Jr. is overrated.
No, if we're talking about John Soto, really, he's good, but he can't be
Yeah, you're out of the shot.
Oh. He's not he's elite. Elite.
Yeah.
He's elite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he would be a good enough fit for another team because the Yankees are just stacked. They're stacked.
They're the best team in baseball. And how did they not win the World Series? I think it's because Aaron Judge and Garrett, their team was not working together that well. They were not coming together well, and they were just crumpled.
And I don't think they were responding to their coaches. I think they could have better community, better, talking to them, listening to them. And they don't seem like a team that they would do that because, their manager, he makes a lot of money, and it's yeah, and they pay them a lot of money. So it's they don't really care about their coaches. They just want to play for the money, kind of, if you know what I mean, Victor.
Yeah. And the manager of the Yankees, they have the most richest team as manager. So this is how they get all the good players. Can I just explain that real quick, Leo?
Yeah, that's how they got Aaron Judge.
They just got Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, all these good players.
And Austin Wells.
They have all these good players because of their manager. And if they lose that manager, then I don't know, because then they'll just get worse. I think the manager is I don't know.
I think it was a good fit for John Soto to get traded to the Mets because they are just again, they're stacked, and I think he needed to be traded. He would be the right person to be traded, and yeah, he'd probably but he's been traded plenty of times, and yeah, and I think he should have been out of the Yankees real quick. So it's and I don't think. I mean, yeah, people, and they have the most championships. And it's okay, you have so many, but it's people, each team wants to win more, but I think it's a good enough fit for them to trade Juan Soto.
Yeah, because literally, I don't think the Mets are too rich, but they have Francisco Lindor and stuff, and I think that Juan Soto I think that it's kind of boring that he went to the Mets. I hoped that he didn't go to the Mets because, I don't know, it's New York. And it's just kind of boring. And I bet a lot of people are like, oh, I want him to come to my team. And then he just stays in New York and he gets traded to the New York Mets.
And I think it's actually a good idea for him to be traded. Because if he got traded to like the West Coast, he wouldn't be like used to that weather. And he was really good with the Yankees. So I think it was kind of good that he got traded to the east side so he could get used to that weather of the coldness. Kind of like Tua Tagovailoa, even though he's on a football team. If he ever goes to like on the Miami Dolphins, if Tua Tagovailoa ever goes in the cold, he's done. Like, he's shut down.
So, like, basically, I was like, so the Yankees, I just don't like them. They always, oh yeah, just so you know, we are in Minnesota, so like, we like the Twins, just so you know. And, I just don't like the Yankees, so they always beat the Twins, and it's just not cool.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about like Juan Soto and like, and if we're talking about the Phillies, I think they're only good players like Bryce Harper. So Juan Soto is probably a good fit to go to the Phillies.
Yeah,
I think that'd be good. Instead, Royce Lewis, he'd probably go to another team, but not the Yankees.
So if Juan Soto, he's going to the New York Mets, then where do you think he's going to go next after the Mets?
He's probably going to stay there forever. He's probably going to
I bet they got him like for a couple years. I bet he got like a deal for like a couple years so they can keep winning and stuff. And I bet he's going to go to a different team, and it can't be the New York Yankees. What was that? What was that? It's glitching.
Yeah. And definitely. And I think, again, I just don't like talking about this, but I think Royce Lewis should have been traded to the Phillies, but I think the Phillies might have needed him. I didn't want to say that, but I think they probably did. In the Twins, we have Brian Buxton, you got Joe Ryan, you got Max Kepler.
Pablo Lopez and stuff.
Yeah.
Guess what? So,
wait, I thought Max Kepler was the one that got traded. Was he?
Yes, Max Kepler got traded.
Oh, we were talking about Royce Lewis who would get traded to the Phillies. We met Royce Lewis and all those other ones.
Okay, so if
Max Kepler. I meant Max Kepler.
So Max Kepler, he's going to the Phillies, and I think that news came out like 2 days ago, right, Leo?
No.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going out there with Brandon Marsh in the outfield and Miguel Rojas, and they're pretty good players. And I think Max Kepler will fit in there. And my personal favorite Twin was Max Kepler, but since that he's gone now, I kind of like Brian Buxton.
Yeah, and definitely, Brian Buxton's still a good player, but if we traded him, we'd probably Juan Soto would be a good fit, but Juan Soto's like a good fit for any team, basically. Yeah. Like, the Brewers need him, he's so elite for any team, but I don't think the Yankees or the Dodgers either need him. Mm-hmm. Back to you, Victor.
So, literally, I think Juan Soto shouldn't have gone to the Mets. Because I just think that, I bet everybody's like, oh, this is so boring, why do you go to the Mets? And, he's basically just helping the same team. Isn't it kind of weird, Leo, that New York Mets and the New York Yankees play each other sometimes?
Yeah, and they're each in a different division.
Yeah.
And if the Dodgers beated the Mets, if the Mets beated the Dodgers, then it would be New York versus New York.
Yeah. So, wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't hear him.
So, if the Mets beated the Dodgers and the Yankees beated the the Yankees beated the Guardians, right?
Yeah.
It would be New York versus New York.
That would be actually kind of weird. And has there ever been a World Series like that? I don't think so.
Nope. I don't.
Because there's the Chicago White Sox, the Chicago Cubs, and there's a couple of teams that have two teams in one state.
And yeah, if we're like saying California and stuff, and like Chicago, what team do they cheer for? Do they cheer for the better one or do they cheer for the worst one?
I don't know.
Okay, talking about Juan Soto.
Juan Soto, he's a really good player, you know? He's like a really good,
Yeah.
he's a right fielder, right?
Yeah, right?
And
Yeah.
he is a really good player. He's a really good right fielder. And I thought if Max Kepler was a right fielder and Juan Soto was a right fielder, I thought Juan Soto would maybe get traded to the Twins and then Max Kepler would go to the Yankees. And that'd just be kind of cool.
No, because Max Kepler would probably make them get a little boost. So I'd rather put Max Kepler on the Phillies.
My personal favorite is Max Kepler, but I think Juan Soto may be a little bit more better than him.
Yeah.
Why is my hand rainbow and stuff? Look at my face. Look, why is that?
I don't know. It will not do that when we post the video. And by the way, if we're talking about the Twins, and now they were okay this season, but if they lose Max Kepler, that would kind of be like how the Rockies played, or probably, you know, if they keep offering trades and they keep like getting scammed, then they can definitely be like the Royals.
Guys, for my final thing here,
Yeah.
and then we was gonna get one more.
Yeah.
I think Juan Soto is better than Max Kepler, and I just thought, you remember what I said about Max Kepler and Juan
Yeah.
Soto about the right fielder? I think that should have happened, and Juan Soto, if you're watching this on YouTube, think about that in a couple years, okay?
Yeah, and no, definitely. I don't think Juan Soto should have been traded to the Mets. I think he should have been traded to another East Coast team.
Yeah.
Because I don't think another New York would be good enough. It's not because of it's kind of like who he's playing with. It's not like about the weather or it's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of about like who he's playing with. Will the outfield be good? Will the batting team be good? Will it be able to bat? Will he be, if he faces his team off again, the New York Yankees, he doesn't know what's like batting against his pitcher, so he could be doing terrible that game if they play against the Yankees, and that
It is the end of our video.
Yeah.
Guys, Merry Christmas.
have a wonderful season.